Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sean, sometimes known as the Beast, amongst other things, and this is 4 death metal records that I've been spinning quite heavily recently. One of them isn't officially released until the 4th of April. However, I was fortunate enough when I showed the Caustic Phlegm album a few weeks ago. I also received this first album on CD, but was sworn to secrecy not to say anything. Now, if you saw my community post last night, you'll know the first album anyway. But we'll get cracked on, and hopefully you'll find something of interest. So, first up is the mighty Chestcrush. Now, the pronunciation of this is something along the lines of Psychovgaldis. Obviously this is their second full length. It's an independent release. These gentlemen played death metal and are from Scotland. The name Psychovgaldis, roughly translated into English, means soul crushing, and that's exactly what you get on this album. This is the heaviest thing I've heard this year. This will take some topping to be... I can't, at this moment in time, I can't think of anything that's going to beat it to be number 1 at the end of the year. The production on this is really thick and overwhelming and quite literally soul crushing. The guitars, the drums, the vocals, just everything about it is absolutely phenomenal. Track 4 is actually a cover of Existence is Punishment by Crowbar, and I'm not the biggest Crowbar fan in the world. However, obviously you know Crowbar, very heavy, doom-laden metal. What Chestcrush have done with their version of that is made it even heavier, even more crushing, even more just, it's got that Chestcrush identity. It's absolutely phenomenal. I got the, I can't even remember what colour the variant this is actually classed as, but obviously being collector scum, I wasn't happy with just getting the vinyl, so I also got the cassette version. I won't take it out. And as I say, I've had the actual CD version. I've had this quite some time, and this has been spanned God knows how many times. It's absolutely flawless. I will leave the link to this down in the comments. It's just, you definitely need to hear this. Now, obviously, as I said, being collector scum, there was a bundle option, so I got the shirt, got the vinyl, and then I also saw that they had the test pressing. Now, again, this will never ever get spun. This was purely because I wanted to own it, because it is Chestcrush. Nothing on the inner labels, but because Chestcrush again are easily one of my favourite of the modern death metal bands, I was always going to pick that up as well. I said the translation of it, the Psychovgaldis, I actually spoke to Evan and said, you know, am I alright to bang on about it now on YouTube? Obviously he said yes, and he actually sent me a voice message with the translation in it, so if it's not quite as professionally sounding as when Evan says it in an interview or whatever, I can only apologise. But this is absolutely an essential buy this year for anybody who likes death metal. This is absolutely top quality, and like I said, it's the heaviest thing I've heard, not only this year, for a long time. Everything about it is just top notch. So that is Chestcrush and Psychovgaldis. staying up in Scotland, there's definitely something in the water up there for the death metal boys and girls. This next one is Rancid Cadaver and their debut full length. Again, it's another independent release. This is called Mortality Denied, 2025 release. This is it's a modern death metal album. It crashes along at a cracking pace. It drags you along with it, kicking and screaming. It has the ability to be quite unnerving at times. There's quite a few sound bites from old horror movies and such like, and it all helps to build the sort of the atmosphere that flows throughout it. It's got some proper, really good chugging riffs. Inside it we get the quite a thick cardstock poster of the gents and the logo, and then on this side we have all the lyrical content. Yeah, it's the production's quite sharp on it, and it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's not crushingly heavy production wise. The music certainly is, but the production is quite, like I say, it's quite sharp, and it enables you to hear all the instruments really, really well. The snare drum has quite not a light sound to it, quite a snap to it, like a crack to it, and it certainly doesn't detract from the album. It's sort of like almost thin in its sound. I'm not doing a very good job of describing it, but it's prominent. You know, you can hear every single crack of when he hits the snare, and it's just, again, it's just one of them albums that the more you hear it, the more it grows on you. There's a couple of slow passages, and they are so glacially heavy. It's ridiculous. You know, it's like, wow. And I think as a debut, I think it's going to be interesting to see where these guys go, because this is a great, really, really solid release. I'm absolutely overjoyed to have it in my collection. So that is Rancid Cadaver and their Mortality Denied. So next up is an album that I was put onto by the man, the myth, the legend that is Dylan HM2 Powell. Shout out to Dylan. So you sort of get an idea, when Dylan's name's mentioned, you know what the basis of the album's going to be. This is Impurity. This is their debut full length as well. This is called The Eternal Sleep, again a 2025 release. This is out on Hammerheart Records. These gentlemen are from Sweden. So if you say Dylan's name and you say Sweden, then you know for a fact this is going to be absolutely slathered in that HM2 guitar tone, and it is. The chugs on this are just absolutely fantastic. You just sit there merrily getting smashed in the face, left, right and centre. The mix does concentrate a lot on the HM2 guitar, which is fine. It's not an issue. I did actually say to Dylan after listening to it the first time, my only slight issue was the vocals seemed to be a little bit back in the mix, and I probably would have preferred it if there was a bit more, if they were a bit more prominent. But it's not. I mean, it's certainly not. It doesn't spoil the album. It just emphasises the the HM2 monstrosity of a guitar tone that is just, well, you know, it's what we get. A nice album artwork poster with the chaps at the bottom. Yeah, it's again, it's a debut album similar to the Rancid Cadaver one. It'll be interesting to see where the guys go next. This is old school sounding death metal with that, you know, the HM2 world renowned tone that they've got. Really, really good. There's a really fair amount of hooks, you know, and obviously full of riffs, but absolutely belting release. And I'm glad the big man put me onto it, because it's well worth adding to your collection. Definitely well worth listening to, at least. And I better show you the vinyl, haven't I, before I move on to the next one. As always, or as often as possible, the good old black wax. Yeah, like I say, it's they're not, you know, they're not trying to redefine the genre or anything like that by any means, but it is a super solid, really good release. So that is Impurity and The Eternal Sleep. Now this next one, and the last one for this video, was I can't even remember where I spotted it, but the artwork drew me to it straight away. This is Bloodgutter and their album Death Mountain. Again, this is their debut full length. This is on Trollzone Records, and these chaps are from Denmark. This is again, this is HM2 heavy, old school sounding death metal. Again, not trying to redefine the genre, not trying to be too clever, too technical. I actually read, and I wrote it up, quotation or quoted or whatever you called it, proclaimed as the bastard mix of Entombed and Obituary. And to be fair, that is a pretty good summary of what you get on this album. You say it's not groundbreaking. They aren't trying to do anything different. What they've done is they've released an old school death metal record with a slight modern twist on it, but it's just a solid release. And I think I got it from the Bandcamp actually. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I will leave a link below to it in the comments. But yeah, I mean, the artwork itself and the logo, you sort of know what you're going to get. Absolutely solid, really good. If you're a fan of Entombed and Obituary, then obviously it's not as good as Entombed or Obituary, but it gives you an idea of what to expect when you're spinning it. So that is Bloodgutter and their album Death Mountain from 2023. So that's it, just a quick one really. It was mostly to bang on about the new Chestcrush album. But all four of these releases are solid, really good. I'm really pleased to have them in the collection. Quite a few new subscribers again, so thank you very much for that. It means a lot to think that people come on here and watch me waffle on about music. Hopefully if you find something new and you become a fan of it, then please pop into the comments and we'll have a chat about, you know, what you like about it. If there's any of these you don't like as well, pop down and say why. You know, don't just say, oh it's shit that, because people do that. Don't explain why they think it's shit, they just say it's shit, which is fair enough, it's their opinion, but that's what we're here for. So again, thanks to the new subscribers. Thank you even more so to the people that keep coming back and that keep getting involved and interaction. I've got plenty of new stuff coming in to chat about on the next video. I am actually going to do an old school thrash video, because when I did the last video I said I'd been watching quite a lot of, listening to quite a lot of thrash metal, and there's a few there I thought, yeah, I haven't never mentioned this on a video before, so I'm just waffling shit now, aren't I? So thanks very much if you stuck out with me this long. Look after one another, enjoy whatever you're listening to, enjoy whatever genre of music you're listening to, and as always, until next time, cheers.